Hey Canucks fans, it is Canucks game day. The Vancouver Canucks are set to host JT Miller and the New York Rangers tonight at Rogers Arena. I cannot go to the game. It's Tuesday night bowling. I'm actually bowling against Jacob's team, so that should be a lot of fun. And we'll have the Canucks Rangers game up on the screens for sure. Now it's wraps up an interesting few nights at Rogers Arena with all the exciting teams coming in and their rabid fan bases. We had the Montreal Canadiens on Saturday night, that 4-3 win by Montreal and all of their fans. Then I was at the game on Sunday night, a 4-3 win by the Canucks over the Oilers. Very similar feel to the Montreal game. Canucks go up early, then try and hold, the other team comes back. And of course, a lot of Edmonton fans in the arena. And then tonight, Original Six team, the New York Rangers, and of course the return of JT Miller. I'm sure some fans are going to cheer him and chant his name. I'm sure some fans are going to boo him. I'm sure there'll be some sort of acknowledgement, a video tribute, maybe a quick montage during the first TV timeout. They don't want to, they'll probably want to downplay it. They don't want to rile the crowd up, but you still want to acknowledge all of his contributions to this franchise for the 6 years that he was here. So should be a fun time at Rogers Arena. I won't be there, but I'll be watching as I'm taking on Jacob while we're bowling tonight. So how will the Canucks line up tonight? Well, very similar to how they lined up against Edmonton with only one change, and that's on defense, but people get confused when I go out of order. So I'll start with the forwards. This is how the Canucks lined up today at practice. We'll go through the lineup, then I'll give my quick commentary and insight on each line. So Pettersson between Garland and DeBrusk is your top line. Newly acquired Lukas Reichel between Brock Besser and Evander Kane is line number 2. Then you have Ratu with Sherwood and O'Connor on your third line. And then your Abbey line of Sasson, Carlson, and Baines. And then Neil Zaman is your extra defenseman. Pettersson and Garland have shown remarkable chemistry since the start of the season. I know that I was doing my goal breakdown videos yesterday, and remember they combined for that early goal against Washington, that PD goal. They combined for that early goal against Pittsburgh, that Garland goal. They simply have a lot of chemistry. I think Garland is a perfect player for PD. He's able to dig out pucks and get it to PD, and also can finish in front of the net and around the net. And I think PD is great for Garland in that he's a good hockey IQ and he's able to get Garland the puck and get Garland some time and space. And then you have DeBrusk, who doesn't get a lot of points, but he's very good around the net and is also, a hardworking guy, and he's looked a lot faster this year than usual. So that is our first line: PD, Garland, and DeBrusk. Second line, Lukas Reichel. I think he's been good since he's been here. He hasn't even had a chance to practice yet. It flew in on Saturday and it was thrust into game action. Evander Kane, kind of the way his season is going, had a bad game on Saturday. I thought he had a really good game on Sunday, including that blind pass to Besser for the opening goal. And Besser is just doing Besser things. It had a solid start, solid if not quiet start to the season, but he's putting in the goals, and he's noticeable out there and doing Besser things. A leader and a good communicator and working hard as well. So that's your second line. I like the way that Reichel has kind of replaced Heedle's speed down the middle there, because Besser and Kane aren't the fastest guys. Third line, Ratu between Sherwood and O'Connor. Ratu's been okay. O'Connor, I want to see more, although Adam Foote called his game on Sunday the best game of the season so far. And then Kiefer Sherwood, what can you say? Leading the team in goals with 6, always making things happen. So much passion, along with Garland, the heart of the team. That beautiful goal outside in, undressing Matthias Ekholm last game. That's figuratively, not literally. Also had a goal got called back from an offside, and could have had a goal in the first period when he did that drag move while shorthanded. So he could have had 3 or 4 goals on Sunday night. Just love the way that Kiefer Sherwood is playing. And then the fourth line, the Abbotsford line, they're fine. Sasson has 3 goals on the season. Carlson and Baines have been responsible. So I like the way they're playing. As long as they're not getting caved, as long as they're holding their own against the other team's fourth line or whoever they're matched up against, they're doing just fine. And once again, Neil Zaman as the extra defenseman. On D, Tom Willander makes his season debut, comes in for Victor Mancini, who got hurt against Edmonton. So it's basically with Quinn Hughes still out, Mancini out. Thank God Philip Hronek isn't out. He took that awkward fall in the second period against Edmonton, but he played for the rest of the game. So thankfully, and he was a beast actually. So with Hughes out, the 2 Petterssons move up the depth chart. So it's Marcus Pettersson playing with Philip Hronek on the top pairing. Then it's DPD playing with Tyler Myers on the second pairing. And then P.O. Joseph with Tom Willander on the third pairing. Now, the Rangers aren't as good as, say, Montreal or Edmonton, so I'm not worried about Joseph and Willander, but there's simply not a lot of experience there with Willander. But excited to see what he can do. And then Kirill Kudryavtsev is your extra defenseman. And then Thatcher Demko was the first goalie off the ice, so we expect him to be the starter. Makes sense to me. And then Kevin Lankinen will be back up. So again, Petey with Garland and DeBrusque, Reichel, Besser, Kane, Ratu, Sherwood, O'Connor, Sasson, Carlson, and Baines, and Neil Zaman is your extra forward. Marcus Pearson with Hronik, D. Petey with Myers, Joseph with Willander, Kudryavtsev, your extra defenseman. Demko starts, Lankinen backs up. So give me your score prediction. I'm saying 4-2. I've been so close, right? The Canucks lost 4-3 on Saturday. They won 4-3 on Sunday. So why not 4-2 tonight? I'm going with Elias Pettersson continuing his hot streak. Elias Pettersson scoring the first Canucks goal. Let me know your predictions down below. Also, let me know how you're going to react to JT Miller, whether you're in the arena or watching on TV. Cheer him, jeer him, combination of both. Part and parcel with all these things is the Canucks announced some roster moves. Victor Mancini placed on injured reserve retroactive to last Sunday, so Sunday the 26th would make sense. Derek Forbort placed on long-term injury reserve retroactive to October 11th, and we haven't seen him for a while. And Tom Willander recalled, obviously, and playing today. A quick reminder, difference between IR and LTIR. IR means you miss a week, and your salary still counts against the salary cap, but you get the roster spot. Whereas LTIR, you out at least 24 days, you miss 10 games, and both your salary and your roster spot are negated. So you get the roster spot and you get the salary relief as long as you're up near the salary cap. So with Derek Forbort being retroactive LTIR to October 11th, that means he can't play until the first week in November and maybe beyond. So I'm not sure what's wrong with him, but I hope he's okay. And then Mancini at least starting off on regular IR. We'll see how his injury is. I think Hedel and Lekkerimäki are still on IR along with Bluger, and I think obviously Hedel could move to LTIR, and we know that Hoglander's on LTIR because he's not expected back until December. So a lot of injured players. Hughes not placed in IR yet. I think they're hoping that he can come back and play on Thursday in St. Louis. So a lot of injured guys, right? Hughes, Forbort, Mancini on D, and then up front, Hoglander, Hedel, Lekkerimäki, and Bluger. So at least 7 guys injured for the Vancouver Canucks right now. But they put in a gutsy efforts over the weekend, came up with a split. So we'll see if they can finish this homestand with a winning record when they take on JT Miller and the New York Rangers. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate, Gassy Jack Art, and Mulligan Golf Company. Thanks to my members, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Line Change, legendary Carol Bovenlander, legendary Brian Blingy Choi, legendary Swervin Yrvin, and legendary Andrew Chang. And thanks to Hall of Fame and franchise members as well. And thanks to all of you for liking, subscribing, and supporting me overall. On the way out, like the video, subscribe. You can leave a donation if you want. But most importantly, leave a score prediction for 2 Canucks. First Canucks goal scorer, Elias Pettersson. And tonight, Canucks After Dark at 10:15 after my bowling. And then CCC Open House right afterwards. Hope you can join me for both. Stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.